Here is a representative
Mr. Chairman.
bitching about how Congress was having a committee meeting. By the way, Congress not in session. This was just a committee meeting. And he was able to zoom into it. He's using Ida as a... Wait, what was this motherfucker's name? Garrett Graves of Louisiana. Representative Garrett Graves.
I just want to make sure I understand. You're asking about opening statements?
Yeah, well, I'm asking for the general debate on the item under consideration, and then we're going to go into amendments after that happens.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, I would like to seek recognition.
Gentleman is recognized. Mr. Graves.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I apologize. We had to find somewhere where we could get a good enough cell connection using both AT&T and Verizon, because we just got hit with the 5th most powerful hurricane in U.S. history and the most powerful one to hit our state ever. Winds preliminarily recorded to be up to about 190 miles per hour. So you can take what's going on up in New York, New Jersey, and you can throw in a little bit of wind action there. Cell phone service is out across most of the area of South Louisiana.
Now, I assume this is markup for the reconciliation bill.
And this legislation will effectively, and in fact, we have active search and rescue operations going on as we speak, because cell phone service is down, so we don't even know where the hell people are right now, because we can't get in touch with them. Doing welfare checks all over the southern part of the state.
Sir, I don't think you are doing those things. I think emergency management has that under control, and your job is to be a congressman, and you're bitching about this in order to neglect your duties?
Because you can't even communicate with one another. We have 911 systems down, emergency operations centers without communications, and this legislation. Oh, and we have gas stations. I believe last I saw 60% of our gas stations.
This legislation, which is, I think this is the
gas stations overnight
budget bill.
Fuel their vehicles and their generators, because it's the only way that some people can live that are on oxygen, that have to have their insulin refrigerated and things like that.
So this is literally a bill to address a lot of the shit you're talking about right now. Infrastructure.
And quite frankly, the fact that I'm freaking sitting here right now, even spending time with y'all, is ridiculous. This legislation,
this was for a soundbite in right-wing media. Make no mistake about it. That's what they're all going for. They want to get played on right-wing media.
Is it actually is probably a final nail in the coffin of the industry that right now is struggling, because 95% of the offshore industry right now, energy production, is shut down. 95%. We have somewhere like 20% of the nation's refining capacity. It's shut down right now. And so this legislation comes in and tries to further kill it. And then all this does is benefit Iran. It benefits Russia. It benefits China. And you sit there and say, oh, you're just being dramatic. This is just rhetoric. Well,
it is.
Look at what's happened. We talked about this. The exact things that we said about increasing global emissions, increasing energy prices, becoming more dependent upon other countries. That's exactly what's happening. You called it rhetoric, and it's exactly what's happening right now. It's dumbfounding to me.
What are you talking about? I just spent 4 years with fucking Trump supporters telling me like America is completely energy independent right now. Are you telling me that Joe Biden, we're debating his first budget bill, has already killed all that? By the way, there was Obama that made us energy independent by increasing fucking drilling off the coast and in refuge. But like, I don't know what he's talking about. It's confounding to me.
People can think these things are good ideas. Like, where does this come from? You know, people say, "Oh, what happened in Afghanistan was just a one-time thing. It was bad." He says, "No, this is applying the stupidity and the afterthoughts of Afghanistan policy across every other area of government." Mr. Chairman, this isn't political. Just stop. We have people that are dying right now. We have people that are trying to live in homes without roofs, that homes that have fallen down, and you're sitting here doing a markup to spend however many gazillion dollars you want to spend. This is just really
to invest into infrastructure, to do things like prepare for future hurricanes. You stupid fuck. You stupid fuck. And you want to take your time not to actually give input into the bill and say something relevant. No. You wanted to take your time to try to get a fucking piece on Fox News or The Blaze or share it out by TPUSA on Facebook in a nice little soundbite as propaganda.
And I urge you, just have a little humanity and just take a break. This is just stupid. It is. It's just stupid that I've got to take time from doing what I need to be doing to help get people the resources. I just met with the fire chief. He's sitting there going through like they don't even have water. He just got a fuel tank, and we're sitting here talking about marking up $1 trillion legislation. If this were in your district, this wouldn't be happening, and you know it. And I just urge y'all just take a step back right now. And
I am sure he could have totally skipped the committee meeting and nobody would have batted an eye. That was Representative Garrett Graves of Louisiana. Matt Gaetz did show up for the committee meeting in person.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. With all due respect to my colleague from Maryland.
Now, what did he have to talk about during this committee hearing?
And I would suggest he read John O'Calamar and Ibram Kendi, these self-avowed critical race theorists, because they have a definition that...
Hold on. I do need to take this opportunity to say, how the fuck is Matt Gaetz still in Congress? How the fuck is Matt Gaetz still in Congress?
Colleague laid before the committee. They hold the position that critical race theory is avowedly political, that it divorces from the objective, that viewing things as objectively right or objectively wrong is racist. I think presenting that to anyone who would potentially lead people in battle, as I know my colleague has, is wrong. And I don't think, to Mr. Courtney's point, that it's inappropriate for the House Armed Services Committee to reflect on the values that are being instilled in service members, or really in anyone that's putting the uniform on and fighting for our country.
I don't think a motherfucker who is under investigation for
otherizes our fellow Americans,
sex trafficking a child, should be talking about how do you put it?
On and fighting for our country. Critical race theory is a poison. It otherizes our fellow Americans. It is not what we need in our military, in our schools, in our lives, or anywhere in a great nation. And the reason we have to legislate around these things is because we got two different answers from Millie and Austin. We were all here when, in response to my question, Secretary of Defense Austin said, we don't teach critical race theory. There is no critical race theory in our service academies. And then lo and behold, Mr. Waltz had the receipts. He held up the curriculum that feeds into this notion of division.
But was it in like a legal class?
A critique of the civil rights movement. If you really read a lot of the critical race,
because Millie spoke up, like Austin said, we don't teach critical race theory, and then Millie spoke up and was like, I read everything. I read Mao. I read Marx. But he never actually said that like we teach critical race theory. But if like you're in a legal classroom, I would assume it does indeed come up.
Rejection of the values of Martin Luther King. They say that integration was wrong, that integration shouldn't have happened.
What?
Critical race theory is a vile incarnation of ethno-nationalism in America. And I reject ethno-nationalism, whether it comes from...
Bullshit! You are an ethno-nationalist. Your supporters are white supremacists, sir.
I thought it was something.
You are a piece of shit.
Reflected on the specific professor that was offering instruction at the United States Military Academy on whiteness, that a cross-reference of that professor's writings suggests that the modern-day Republican Party is a white supremacist party. Would it be appropriate to have Republican lecturers making that point about Democrats? I don't think so at all. So I think that we should not become the school board. I don't think we need to.
That's all you fucks do. That's how many TPUSA videos have I seen where they go to campuses and preach exactly that? Give lectures on how bad the left is. What is PragerU? You've got a whole organization propped up by dark money posing as a university, PragerU, pumping out that kind of bullshit. Let's keep with the xenophobia. Here is Ted Cruz down at the border hunting down traffickers. Oh shit, it's got some dramatic music under it and everything.
Yep, right there.
Look at Ted Cruz with his little flashlight.
Oh, there we go, right there. Nancy, see this? Nancy. Moving right there. Right
So
there.
we're looking right across the river at a group of traffickers preparing to bring people across.
I don't see shit.
See them? The Border Patrol tower, there they are. They're walking right there.
That looks like a couple of kids pointing and laughing at you, Ted Cruz. They're like, look at that stupid Ted Cruz over there.
They're right on the opposite side of the border. There they are, moving right there on the left. They're not concerned at all. They know they've been spotted.
It'd be hilarious if they were over there like, look at these motherfuckers getting ready to come into Mexico and get some cheap health care. Oh my God. This was produced by Ted Cruz in a social media Wednesday. That's literally what The Hill says in a social media Wednesday. Senator Ted Cruz helped Border Patrol locate and identify a group of traffickers. Right-wingers are morons. But don't ask me, ask Ted Cruz, who has had to walk back his comments about a Taliban helicopter. Taliban helicopter video debunked by fact checkers. Ted Cruz walks back an accurate tweet. Images showing a person suspended from a helicopter over Afghanistan spread widely on social media, despite efforts by fact checkers to correct false claims about it purportedly showing a Taliban execution. Republican members of Congress, including Senator Ted Cruz and Representative Dan Crenshaw. Just so everyone knows, I would give anything, any amount of money that there is to give, I would give it to be able to piss in Dan Crenshaw's open eye hole. Give me that eye pussy, sir. Senator Ted Cruz and Representative Dan Crenshaw, both of Texas, helped amplify the debunked narrative this week by sharing the same post on Twitter. Taliban hanging someone from a helicopter in Kandahar. Twitter user Holoborn LOLs. Holoborn LOLs wrote in a tweet Monday shared by Mr. Cruz and Mr. Crenshaw. Oh, motherfuck. Video shows an individual suspended from a helicopter, but that person is neither dead nor being hanged, as numerous Twitter users wrongly interpreted or suggested. Upon closer inspection, the person hanging from the helicopter can be seen to be moving and waving, Reuters reported on Tuesday. Other photos helped dispel the narrative of the person being executed. Thousands of social media users had seen the footage by then, however, as of Wednesday. The short clip embedded in the tweet later shared by the Texas lawmakers had been viewed about 3 million times. I'm sure, like a couple years from now, I'm going to be having an argument with some dumb fuck. You're like, remember when the Taliban hung somebody with their helicopter? No, that never happened. You're stupid. Like the guy that keeps commenting on my YouTube channel. I've got proof of a ballot dump. No, you don't. Here's Ron Johnson telling you you're stupid because he was on the same ballot.